Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn, and we're going to sit down. We're going to have a little chat. We did this last year, and we're going to do it this year. We're going to be talking about what we did in 2023 and what we are going to do in 2024. And I immediately have to make a correction to my notes here because I wrote down 2022, and that's just not correct. So yeah, we did this video about a year ago, and we just kind of talked about what we'd achieved, some number stuff, what we thought did work, what we thought didn't work. And we're going to kind of go through that again, and I'm just going to kind of be unloading information, and it's both for myself, for a way of accountability, as well as a way so that if people are curious, like what the plan for the year is, this is the recording and log of that in one form or another. It's going to be up on the YouTube channel for people that want to see it later. And yeah, so here we go. So we're just going to go down a few different topics. We're not going to quite get as in depth as we did last year, because last year, hello there DG, thank you for those 6 raiders. Welcome in, raiders. My name is Schwahn. I'm a hyper variety streamer. We'll talk about what I stream in just a moment. DG, I hope you had a good stream. Thank you so much for bringing them over to the bevy. So with that said, let me make sure I type your name correctly. Oh man, you're playing Elden Ring. Speaking of things that I need to get to, Elden Ring, but we'll talk about that later as well. So we'll start with Twitch. 2023 was an interesting year because, oh, I'm so dumb. No, I corrected my notes and my notes were correct. So for comparison of numbers, I've taken down a few different metrics. Hours streamed, average CCV, number of follows that we received, and number of unique viewers that we got. And so in 2022, we streamed 650 hours versus the 547 hours in 2023. Now, I think that big difference is I took about the last 3 or 4 months of 2023 off because there was just too much life stuff happening. I got a new job. I traveled a bit. I went to Japan. I did a whole bunch of stuff. And with that in mind, like streaming and just content creation in general just kept getting pushed down. We had a bunch of family stuff going on, IRL stuff going on, trying to help family. And it was just like, all right, well, streaming is just going to have to wait, and we'll pick it back up in the new year. And hello, everyone. Welcome to 2024. So I'm pretty sure our hour stream would have been relatively the same if I wouldn't have taken a break. Now, average CCV did go up. We went from 7.9 concurrent viewers to 9.2. Small increase, but I'll take it all the same. Follows and views are a little bit harder to measure because in 2022 is when there was a whole lot of bots going around, follow bots and hate trains and all that other stuff. So we got like hundreds of followers in 2022 versus 190 in 2023. And I think that 2023 number is correct, but I don't think the several hundred that's in 2022 is correct, especially because the unique viewers is relatively the same, about 2,600 unique viewers in both years. And I don't know if the follow bots hit 2022's unique viewer count. I have no idea, way of up and knowing at all. So you remember the plague days off? Me too. I'm so glad that doesn't seem to be a thing anymore, at least as much as I hope. I'm sure it still happens, but I haven't heard as much about it lately. So with Twitch, it's so hard to set goals on Twitch because when it comes to those metrics, right, like hours streamed, concurrent viewers, number of follows, like Twitch is such a weird game because there's only so much that you can do to draw people to you on Twitch. That's like one of the most common piece of advice that they give to streamers on Twitch is like, hey, if you want to build a following on Twitch, go build a following somewhere else and then bring them to Twitch, whether that's YouTube or Threads or wherever, right? Like go get a LinkedIn following and then tell them you're going to do streams on Twitch and see how many people come over. And the interesting thing is that when it comes to that kind of stuff, people don't actually convert platforms very well. Because if we look at like the stars of like TikTok, right? You got TikTok stars that have hundreds or millions of viewers and just millions of followers, I mean, and then they'll start live streaming, and on live streaming on TikTok, they'll have like 100 or 200 viewers, and then they'll be like, I'm also streaming on Twitch, and you go and check out their Twitch channel and they have like 15 viewers, right? It's like, man, so the people that watch you on TikTok are just not people that watch Twitch at all. Which, I mean, they're different forms and formats, so I guess that makes sense, but it is interesting just how small of a conversion it can be. Of you have 2 million followers on TikTok. Thank you for Lurk, Dumpster Game. You have 2 million followers on TikTok, and it turns into 10 viewers on Twitch. Like, where are the numbers, man? Because like sometimes, and you can see this type of example and thing, not in terms of that bad conversion rate, but you can see the effects of having a following working out somewhere else. You see this a lot when people start YouTube channels or people start podcasts and stuff. If they already have a following, sometimes that helps, but apparently sometimes it doesn't, depending on where that following is from. So with the with Twitch, I don't have any real set goals beyond just be happy with the streaming that I'm doing, and that's a personal goal rather than a defined metric. If I did have a defined metric, I would like, we're sitting at like 641 followers right now, I think. I'd like to see that hit 1,000 by the end of the year. I don't think that active subs is a good metric because I don't ask people to sub. I don't ask people for money really for any reason. I work a day job, and if this ever gets big enough that I don't need to work the day job, that's great, but I'm not relying on that in this circumstance, right? So I don't want to like be like, yeah, we need to hit 200 subs for the year or whatever. That's also why I didn't even put the number of annual subs for each year in these metrics, right? Because it doesn't matter. But if I could hit 1,000 followers, that'd be really sweet. But when it comes to Twitch, I'm like, I don't know how to push for more followers, right? Like, and we'll talk a little bit more about the idea of like pushing for things a little bit later. So but let's move on to YouTube, okay? So with YouTube, YouTube is a much more exciting comparison of numbers. You also have people like me that just occasionally throw money at you. Thanks, Eve. Appreciate you. And I mean, it's not that I'm not appreciative of people's financial support. I am just very, very thankfully not in a position where I need it, right? My day job covers my expenses, and this is just a really fun hobby for me right now. If it turns into something more, fantastic. I would love that. But it is not something that I am like hoping for out of a need of improving my life, right? So YouTube though. So in 2022, we uploaded 287 videos. And these are all long form videos. I have not started anything like YouTube Shorts. I have not started TikTok or anything like that. These are all long form videos. 287 videos in 2022, 58,000 views, 3,000 hours watched, and 166 subscribers earned out of that. Now to compare that, in 2023, we actually uploaded 24 less videos, 263 videos. That could also be easily attributed to the lack of content. I mean, we probably would have done more videos in the year if I wouldn't have taken a couple months off, but whatever. But with less videos, 287 versus 263, we got significantly more views and more hours watched and more subs. We did, again, 287 videos versus 263. We had 58,000 views in 2022. We had 93,700 in 2023. So that's a pretty significant increase, especially when we had less videos. Super stoked about that. Love to see that upward momentum, that upward growth. We had 3,000 watch hours in 2022. In 2023, we had 5.8 thousand. So almost twice the number of watch hours in less videos, which is sweet because that makes sense in terms of math of that we got more views. But there's one important thing to point out. We almost got double the number of watch hours. But in terms of raw views, we did not double views. It was 57.9 thousand views versus 93.7 thousand views, which is not double because double would be 114,000. So we're at like 1.7x views, but almost 2x watch hours, which means that people are watching for longer, which means that maybe it sucks less. Maybe. That's my hope. And in 2022, we did 166 subscribers, and in 2023, we did 330. So actually right around double the number of subs earned in the year, which is super duper cool. Oh, man. So I still think Twitch Plays Pokemon is my favorite actual cultural event from this platform. Yeah, that's true. I think it's the one that a lot of people remember the most. Fighting bots is as close to fighting Terminators we're gonna get. No, I mean, we'll see. There's more time There's more time for the AI overlords to continue their reign of tyranny on us, Moth and Wolf, so we'll see what happens. So that was a pretty nice, awesome thing for YouTube. I enjoyed seeing that. Like, you know, you think you're like, yeah, I'm happy with how things are going, and then you look at the numbers and you're like, yeah, no wonder I'm happy. We're doing great. We're still building momentum. It's small momentum. It's working, and so we're just going to keep on rocking and rolling. But what we're going to do is, in the lieu of our goal, not in the lieu of our goals, in the essence of our goals, we're going to change up our strategy ever so slightly. So the goals on YouTube for 2024 is to try to get 100,000 views for the year versus the 93.7 thousand that we got. So only 2.3 thousand more than we got in 2023. But the reason that I set that goal so close to what we already did is because there's going to be even less videos in 2024. We did 263 videos in 2024. I'm betting we do somewhere around 200 total in 2024, and that's if I don't take extended breaks, okay? So 100,000 views, and we're currently sitting at like 673,000 673,000 subscribers. No, 673 subscribers. I would like to hit 1,000 by the end of 2024. So if we can see 1,000 followers on Twitch and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and hit, oh yeah, I would also like to see our average CCV on Twitch. We're at 9.2 right now. I just want to see it over 10. That's my hope. I want to see the average CCV get over 10. If I can manage that, I'll be super stoked, right? And if anyone wants to help me along the way, I appreciate you so much, and I look forward to seeing you lurk all you can. I appreciate it so much. I just want to see that CCV hit 10. There's a very specific reason why I want to see it hit 10. Well, there's two reasons why. One, double digits, and that's just cool to say. Just be like, yeah, I have a double-digit CCV. The second thing is that 10 CCV and 15 and 20 and 25, and then after that it jumps to 50, are actually breakpoints for, I don't want to call them sponsorships because that's not the right word. It's the breakpoint for affiliation partnerships with key providers. So a lot of the times with programs like Keymailer, with Lurkit, with Daredrop, with Press Engine, I think is what it's called, with there's like 7 of them now. Keymailer was like the first one, right? But now there's a lot of competing ones in that space, which that's great. I'm glad that there's people competing in that space. One of the major breakpoints is 10 CCV, 15, 20, 25, and then it normally jumps from 25 to 50, and then from 50 to either 75 or 100. 75 sometimes because that's where the Twitch partner mark is. So they're trying to say they want you to be a partner without saying that you're a partner. So if we could hit 10, that'd be really sweet. 10, 15, 20, 25, those numbers would be cool because that would allow me to more easily request and more easily receive game codes for games for us to play or for me to review to put onto YouTube or other things. So that'd be really cool if that's something that we can achieve. And that's why that number is, again, just ever so slightly higher than what we achieved in 2023, 9.2 going to 10, because it would make a difference in some other things in that capacity. But I did mention that we were going to do less videos, and it's going to kind of start with what's happening right now, which is this video that's on YouTube is being recorded on our live stream on Twitch on Sunday. Sunday has for a long time been production day. It is the day that we work on shit. We record YouTube videos, we edit YouTube videos, we make plans, we talk about what's going on, we test out some other series and stuff like that. And that's still going to be the same thing going forward. Production day will still be on Sunday, and it's not changing except for the number of videos that we make. We're not going to be focusing anymore on daily videos because we did that through the end of 2023, and the first 9 months of 2024 was let's do our best to have a video every single day, because some people say that that's what the YouTube algorithm likes. And you know what? After doing it for like a little over a year, and then also having like intermittent videos and stuff like that, like it doesn't make a difference. It really doesn't. I mean, at least not at my size. It does not matter whatsoever. The owner Keymailer is still an amazing person that has earned my respect. Did not know there were others also coming up. The other biggest one is definitely Lurkit, Eve, if you wanted to look at them. Keymailer's the biggest, Lurkit's right behind him now, and then there's some other ones bouncing around. But yeah, so after like really giving it a nice long test drive, daily videos doesn't really seem to make any difference at all, because the algorithm, I mean, it might have at one point in time, but it doesn't anymore, because at this point the algorithm just cares if the content you're making is content that people that are watching would want to watch. And obviously nobody knows how the algorithm works, and sometimes I'll have a video do really well and I'm like, that was a okay video, and then I'll have a video that I didn't think was that all that great do really good, or a video that I thought was great and it does extremely poorly. And there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of rhyme or reason beyond subject. Like, obviously a video about a more popular game like the Starfield video we did back in late August or early September did really well, but that's because everyone was only talking about Starfield, right? But also sometimes random other videos will do well. I just got to celebrate, like yesterday or the day before, having my first long form video surpass 10,000 views. And it was a reaction to Infinite Nikki, a PlayStation exclusive game that has a single trailer about an open world dress up game that nobody has ever heard of. But apparently enough people have heard of it. And if you go and search Infinite Nikki, I'm the second video, because no one else has been talking about that game whatsoever at all, which just worked out really well in my favor in that circumstance, which was cool. Wasn't planned, but it's also not a guaranteed play either, because I have other videos that I am one of only like 1 or 2 people that have made a video, reaction video or not, on it, and those videos get like no views, and it's probably just because nobody gives a shit about that game. And so we're not going to be focusing on daily videos anymore. We're going to be focusing on the best ones. So like today, after I finish recording this video, instead of recording 5 or 6 reactions to fill out the week, we're going to record 3, about 3 actually important, decently sized, decent of note upcoming games, and that's Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Another Code Recollection, and Pal World. And that's the only 3 that we're gonna do. If there's days that don't have videos, there's days that don't have videos. I have to change my outro, because I just realized that the normal outro to this video says subscribe for daily videos, and they won't be daily anymore. But you know what? That's a problem for me in an hour or so. Anyway, so that's how the production guys are gonna change. Now, the thing is that there are 2 series, one that's been going around for a while, and 3 series that have been going around for a while. One that's new, one that got truly started in 2023, and one that is long running since almost the beginning of the channel. And we'll just talk about them in the order that I have them on the page, okay? I know about 1 or 2 of those games, and it might not be for a good reason. We'll see. We'll have to find out when we get there. So the first of those series is Swan Dive, and we have only done 2 Swan Dives at this point, and they're still very experimental. The idea behind Swan Dive is I will play exactly 1 hour of the beginning of a video game and then review it from that perspective of we are taking a dive into the game and seeing how the beginning of it works, see how it feels, and see if it makes us want to play more. And it's meant to just see if the game can make you have so much competition in the gaming space these days that you have to be good within that initial hour. But we're still kind of figuring out the video style on that. Obviously, just playing through the first hour of the game, super easy, super simple, not a big deal, easy to do, right? But how we do the video presentation is something that I'm still kind of struggling with a little bit, and I'm just not sure how I want to do it, because I did like that first one and it was okay, but I watched it back and I was like, I don't know, I got to figure out how I want to do those, but that's still going to be around. In that same vein, the other one is reviews, and my reviews are backlogged. I currently have 6 video games that I need to do my review on, and I have not gotten around to those. And it's mostly because of an editing burden. Editing takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. And I have to figure out a way to make the editing burden of those reviews less significant, because if I can't do that, then I won't be able to maintain without feeling overwhelmed, because I still have a day job. It still takes 40+ hours of my week. I say plus because of like getting up, getting ready, going to work and stuff like that, right? But, you know, so that eats up 40 hours. I have a family. I have friends. I have things that I need to do with them, for them, maintain those things. And then, of course, I want to do these streams and stuff like that. And so there's only so much time in the day. And so what I was trying to do before was just not sustainable, which is why I needed to take time off. And I still really, really want to do reviews. I just got to figure out the right way to make them editable currently in such a way that I can do it without feeling overwhelmed. And I'm not sure what the answer to that is. And I'm going to be figuring that out over the next couple of weeks, because it's rough, man, trying to just like do all the things when you don't actually have time. In even if you didn't have to sleep, even if I didn't have to sleep, am I freezing or am I just like imagining that? There's so many things, right? There's so many things. And trying to edit these really long review videos because I have a lot that I want to say is just not possible. It's not feasible. So I got to figure out how. I stutter occasionally visually. Damn it. That sucks. I don't know how to fix that right now. I'll have to worry about it later. Okay. Anyway. So I'm still going to be figuring that out. And then the third thing is Power Couple. So Power Couple is the series that's been on this channel for like 3 years now, where me and my wife, Athena, sit down, we play JRPGs together, or just RPGs in general. It's a good time. We're going through a story. We'll do the voice acting for any characters that don't have voice acting, and it's just a lot of fun, right? But there's this problem of time, right? So let's talk about the schedule a little bit of streaming specifically. So when it comes to streaming, I'm going to be streaming borderline guaranteed on Fridays and Sundays. Okay, Sundays will be production day. Fridays will be we're gonna play some games day. Okay, now there will be another day that it's just me playing the game, and that'll be likely Tuesday or Thursday. And it will not consistently be one of those, because it'll be based on some other things that are going on in the world, right? In the life, right? So it'll be one of those, and I will not know which one it is until like a week or two ahead of time. All right. The other thing is that none of those days are currently Power Couple. Power Couple used to be on Friday, but Athena also plays roller derby, and plays roller derby competitively. And so in order to play a full contact physical sport competitively, you have to practice it. And so Athena has been going to practices, and Athena's been playing roller derby for like over 10 years now. And the schedule for this season does not match up with the schedule that we'd been doing for the last handful of years. So with that in mind, we don't know where Power Couple's gonna go. And we don't know what the answer to that is either. So we're trying to figure that one out. We still want to do Power Couple. We have a handful of games that we still want to play that were on the list of like, let's play these sooner rather than later. Most of them are older games, things like Final Fantasy IX, Skies of Arcadia Legends. We had somebody really want us to play through Wild Arms. There's also a handful of other JRPGs that we really want to play, and there's a handful of JRPGs that are coming out that we would like to play. And so it's like, well, Power Couple was a really great way for us to do that and enjoy that together, and also just the funness of us interacting with one another and doing the voices for the characters. But we got to figure out where the hell that lands in all of this, right? So Power Couple, don't know where that's going to be, but in terms of the actual streaming schedule going forward, it's going to be Tuesday or Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Sunday being production day. Now, in terms of what we're streaming, so before we took the break, we were in the middle of Lies of P. We are going to continue and play through Lies of P. That is still on the plan. We want to finish Lies of P because that game, at least what we have played of it so far, was really great. And then after that, we will see how much time we have. Because here's the thing. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out on February 29th. And I am playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. That is going to happen. Now, I unfortunately won't get to do what I did with Final Fantasy 16, where I took like a week off of work and we just dumped 50 hours into that game in like 4.5 days. Unfortunately, there are things that are happening that following Monday at the beginning of March that I just literally cannot miss unless I'm in the hospital, because they're really important things for work. So maybe I will, maybe we'll wait a week. Maybe that's what we'll do. That'll give me time for my collector's edition to fucking arrive. So maybe instead of streaming Final Fantasy VII Rebirth the day that comes out, we'll wait a week to let everyone else like swarm and zerg the ever-living bejesus out of the category, and then I'll take some days off and play the living bejesus out of it like the week afterwards, and once I get done with that super important work stuff. Now, here's the thing though. So we have a date of February 29th, maybe like March 7th, that we are going to be starting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We're going to be finishing Lies of P. What happens if we finish Lies of P before Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out? Okay, there's this short little window in there. What I would really, really like to do is I would actually like to replay Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I have only actually played all the way through that game once, and it was in 2020 when the game came out on that fucking shit-ass PlayStation 4, and the game ran like crap. I have not played it since we played it on stream, because I've been trying to do so many other things. And I think it would be a really good idea if we played through Final Fantasy VII Remake, intermission, and then went straight into Rebirth. And then that way it's just like one continuous like bit piece story, etc., right? And that's what I would like to do, but we'll see how the schedule and everything plays out in the meantime. But that's the plan, is Lies of P, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, that's when it gets a little bit more up in the air. We do really like playing Soulsians on this channel. Someone mentioned Elden Ring earlier, and would probably still like to touch Elden Ring. Still need to play Dark Souls 3, actually. Still never played Dark Souls 3. But that would mean going from Soulsian to Final Fantasy, back to a Soulsian. So maybe we'll put something small in there as a buffer. We'll figure it out. But that's the general plan going forward. But, to throw an extra wrench in there, we talked about in 2023 some things that we wanted to do. One of which was Swan dives, and we did get Swan dive started. It's clunky, it's rocky, we're still working out the details on it. The other things are behind this curtain right here that you can barely see behind chat. There is a very nice electronic drum set that hooks up to a computer, and I would love to do some drum streams. And we are actively working on how that's going to work, where the cameras are going to sit. We have extra cameras and how we're going to hook them up, and it just requires a lot of setup. The other thing is I kind of want to do some just chill streams where I'm just kind of like production day, but less focused on like making YouTube videos. I bought a really cool Gunpla kit when I was in Japan, and I'm like, man, I'd kind of like to just sit around and put that together on stream and talk to people while I do it. If anyone wanted to hang out and chat with me about whatever while I put together a Gundam. Working on that as well. And those two things are actually linked. They're kind of tandem projects, because the space for both the drum/music streams and the craft stream are literally right next to each other. So still working all those details out. Should have them worked out soon. Hopefully we can get to those in the next few months, but man, time is really easy to get away from you, which is why I didn't get to them last year. Do it old school, slap a camera on a chair and call it good. I thought about it. I thankfully don't have to. I just have to actually like get my ass up and go and like put up some fucking wires and shit. Now, two last things that I want to talk about. One is I told myself that I'm going to get back into writing this year. And because one of the dreams that I've always had for the longest time is to be a novelist, to be an author, and to write books. And I managed to actually get myself started doing so in 2019. I got like 50,000 words of a novel poured out on a page in a matter of like not one page, onto whatever. I got like 50,000 words thrown out in like ready to go, in terms of like we're actually progressing through a story in a matter of like 4 months. And then the pandemic hit and I didn't want to write anymore because I was sad. And it's taken 4 years for that desire to come back to the point where I'm actually going to start putting words back into a freaking document again. The problem is I'm not ready to return to the novel that I was writing or the other novels that I want to write. So I'm going to be writing smaller form stuff. I'm going to be writing short stories or like smaller chapters out of some ideas that I have. But the problem is I would like to share that with everybody, and I don't know the best way to do so. I'm trying to find a platform for that content because it's not stuff that I would normally like. It's not really good content for like AO3, which is a lot of fan fiction type stuff. There is originals on there. But like I don't really have a good website set up that I could just like host the chapters on. So I'm still trying to figure that out. If you have any ideas of a good way to host written content, like almost like blog format, but I mean, blog format would work, but there's like everything's so shitified now when it comes to platforms, right? Like all of the things that we used to use in the past for like forums and blogs and shit, they're all crap now. They have all been bought by megalo corporations that just filled them full of microtransactions or ads or both, and they all suck. So I don't know what to do. What about audio readings on YouTube? Like have the robot voice read it? Maybe. Like I would be willing to read it, but I don't necessarily feel like I'm the best person when it comes to reading books out loud. I can do it, but I don't know if I think that I'm the right person to do it, but I could. Then that's another idea as well. We'll see, we'll see. Trying to figure that out. And the last thing that I want to talk about is giveaways, okay? Because we tried like half a dozen giveaway streams and events last year, okay? I have over 400 Steam keys that I am not using. And it's either because I don't want the game or I already have it or both. And so we've done like some giveaway streams in the past, and the problem is that they're really hard to do. And part of the reason that they're hard to do is they're really hard to restrict in a way and still have them be fair, because we've often seen them flooded by people that are just there to try to get free Steam keys, which is fine. That's kind of the point of what you're doing when you give something away. But we also have had almost zero ROI on them. The return of investment on these giveaway streams is like zilch. Nada. Like the people that I can think of that have shown up because of an event that then stuck around after the event, none of those people were from the giveaway streams. The people that show up to the giveaway streams, they try to win the keys and then they disappear and they never come back. And like that's fine. I don't hold anything against those people, but it's like giving these Steam keys away, even though they don't have really any value to me, also aren't getting any value to the channel. So I'm just spending 8 hours on stream plus 8 to 16 hours planning the giveaway stream for not really any purpose. And especially because when we do those, if it was more often going to people that I know are subscribers, are followers, are people that are here, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, cool, thank you for supporting me, here's your keys, and I could just give them to people. But the giveaways, like I said, always get swarmed by just like randos or bots or people that are running multiple accounts at the same time to try and win these keys, and it's just really disappointing, and I just don't know what the answer is. I want to do something with these Steam keys. I want to do something fun with them. I also have some physical stuff that I need to give away. I have Square Enix scars that I need to give away, and I just don't know what to do with them. So that's another thing. If you have any ideas on any of that, please, by all means, let me know. I would appreciate it greatly, because I just don't know what the answer is right now. And the more I think about it, the farther away I get from an answer. But yeah, so that's how everything played out. That's how everything looks. That's how everything's been working. That's the plan moving forward. 2023 was definitely more successful than 2022, which is great to say. And I'm hoping that 2024 will be the same. We're going to, again, to reiterate, be streaming on Fridays and Sundays guaranteed, with Tuesdays and Thursdays kind of being a toss-up. And we'll figure out when and where and how and what and if Power Couple is going to be moving forward. But otherwise, the plan in terms of streaming games is going to be to finish out Lies of P, followed by, if we have time, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and then Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then the door's a lot more open after that, and I'm open to suggestions. We'll figure out what we're doing from there. YouTube videos will no longer be daily. Instead, I'm going to be focusing on the videos that I think will mean the most to the channel. And I won't just be chasing views. I'm not going to make a video on something that I don't think I can like make a good video on. But we do a lot of reaction content anyway. It's primarily focused on video games. So as long as there's video games coming out, then we'll have videos to make and stuff to talk about. Because I do care about what games are coming out, even though if I'm just not going to be able to play like 99% of them. Otherwise, hope to get into music streams, hope to do some crafting streams, hope to figure out how we're going to do writing stuff moving forward. And that's it. That concludes it. That is our quick little year in review for the channels and content. I don't currently have any plans for short form content, TikTok or YouTube Shorts. I know that that's the game right now, but I'm like, I don't got the energy to that right now. I have some ideas, but it's all just like, yeah, it's just a bunch of ideas, and anyone can be an idea guy. But let me know what your thoughts are. I'd love to hear from you, what your thoughts were for what we've done, what the plan is moving forward. If you have any thoughts, suggestions, feelings, anything like that, please leave them either down in the comments below or catch up with us on the Twitch stream. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. And if I see you in one of the other videos, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.